Hi, I'm Rick Harsh. You've interrupted my reading of Apastoral, a Mistopia by Lee D. Thompson, a Corona Samizdat pocketbook. This is a 280 80 page book that reads relatively quickly if you want it to, but I've been reading it very slowly because I've been reading other books, but also because I see that, it would be very easy to be caught up in it and read it in one sitting, or maybe two, I don't know. But I want to read it slowly because it's got a lot of subtle humor in it. It's a very funny book, and I was thinking, why am I such a bad reviewer? Why am I a bad reviewer? Because I'll review this book, but I'll do it in a brief, sloppy way. It's easily a 5-star book. It leads me to think about the plight of writers, which I think about. Hold on, I gotta put my bookmark in. It's sliding off in my lap. The bookmark, by the way, is a postcard of Seshu Foster's World Ball Notebook, which is another book you're best off reading slowly because it's a book of various kinds of poetry. This is not a book of various kinds of poetry. This is a darkly comedic Mistopia. And now, as a person who generally doesn't like dystopian, dystopian fiction, it has to be right up my alley, and it is. It's all about existence, human beings, and what's wrong with them. And I've been thinking, as I was about to say before, about how I would badly review it. It would be badly reviewed because what I should do is categorize the types of humor people use in humorous books. I think this one uses all of them, ironic humor, satirical humor, broad humor, slapstick. That may be broad, I don't know. See, there already I'm having problems. Is that one category or two? It's broad and slapstick, and the slapstick is broad, and but there's some very subtle humor, that injected. That the deepest level of humor can be just a two-word sentence, a remark. So what do you call that? Remark humor? I don't know. Anyway. The thing is, why is a book like this, which would be in the hands of a good agent, a very good seller in the United States, and Lee Thompson, a famous writer, one could compare it very loosely to Vonnegut, although it doesn't read like Vonnegut, but he's another one who uses various types of humor. But it's that good, and yet here it is, published by a small Slovene press, which is good in that the chief editor of the press can read it, on his balcony overlooking the Adriatic Sea, and enjoy it. But it is going to be, it's miserably underrepresented in the world of literature. And one of these days, just like Jeff Bursey, Bill Clark, two of our other Canadian authors, maybe one day it'll be picked up and by a bigger press, and maybe more widely known. I mean, this thing would be this is potential best-selling literature, and yet here it is. And we are selling it. We are, you know, for one of our books, it's selling pretty well. But and great book. The conception is interesting and very simple in its way, but the what you would call maybe the complicating events and notions are really remarkably surprising, and the number of them that you just never know where it's going to go, even though you think you would. And I could explain that better by spoiling the book, or I could just spoil the book by spilling milk and eggs on it or something, because I haven't had breakfast yet. But highly recommended. Lee Thompson, Apastoral, a Mistopia. I had a conversation, just by the way, my local post office, I have to cut holes in the packages and then tape over them so that they can see that it's printed matter. And so I cut a hole over this, and when I sent it to somebody, and it only had like this much of the sheep, and the woman at the post office complained because she couldn't tell it was a sheep. She said, you gotta leave the whole thing, you know. So the next day I went and I had two of them. I was selling two of them, and I had one of them. The hole showed the wolf, and then and you know, and I proudly showed the woman who had complained the day before, and she got her sheep, and she said, I don't know if that's a sheep. Well, I think it's pretty obviously a sheep, even seen through bubble wrap and tape. But the other woman said, that's not a wolf, that's a fox. So you can't win. You can't win in this postal world and in this literary world. You can't win. Some people win, but are they really winning? I don't think so.